Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
Radioactive is sponsored by crookedriverradio.com. Do you find yourself endlessly searching for something to listen to while you're doing housework, working, or tending all your daily chores? Well, look no further. Tune in to the Crooked River Radio Network for an experience unlike any other. With top 40 hits from the 60s through the 90s, limited commercials, and live shows that will knock your socks off, Crooked River Radio should be your go-to destination for music, entertainment, and live shows and podcasts. With live guest appearances from local celebrities and experts in various fields, you're sure to be entertained and informed every time you tune in. So don't wait any longer. Tune in to the Crooked River and let us enhance your daily routine with quality entertainment and information. Find us on crookedriverradio.com, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and most social media sites. Thank you for choosing the Crooked River Radio Network as your go-to internet radio listening station. And thanks for floating with us on the Crooked River.
The story you are about to see is true. However, the names were changed to protect the imbeciles.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet, and the other stations are tuned in too.
Welcome to Radioactive. Join us as we look at technology and life in the world around us, and have a little fun with it too. I'm Pat Morrow, and
this is John Brown. I'm Erik Nanarrone.
I'm Flora Morrow.
And
I'm Dale Miracle, and this is Radioactive.
Well, it by God better be by now. Good evening, everybody.
Hello, hello.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing?
Just another fun day.
Well, we're a little lacking here tonight, aren't we? We're saying again, we ain't got the favorite people in here yet.
I texted Dale. I haven't heard back, but I texted him.
I thought we were the favorite people. Guess
what?
What?
You don't have the favorite chopped liver.
Yeah, I got your chopped liver. Good evening. How's everybody?
Wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful, or just wonderful?
Yeah, just wonderful.
Wonderful. I had to get that clip too. I need to change these sound effects around, I swear.
And yes, we have Ella tonight, only because she whined and cried and
I did not cry
and all that kind of stuff that she wanted to be in here. So she is in here tonight. She said she just thought it had been a while since kids had been a part of it. And I said, you were there last week. Sharing out your bunny rabbits and your goat.
I don't own a goat. I leased a goat.
Whatever. It's still your goat.
Somebody else has got your goat.
Whatever.
I get your goat all the time.
So how's everybody else's week?
That really looks good there. Look at that pretty smile on that girl. All these girls. Even the one that's drinking wine. Uh-oh, we're drinking wine.
I think I got all my technical issues fixed.
Oh,
do you hear tapping?
No.
Oh, that's odd. Well, my soundboard's picking it up now. Don't know why I'm not getting...
You're hearing tapping in your head?
Well, no, I was tapping on my microphone to see if...
I'm sorry, Erik.
Oh, no, that's fine. No, you're good.
Flora, what's the wine?
I just wondered if it was the noises in your head. That's all.
some little voices. What am I crackling for?
Huh?
Am I crackling?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
You are? I don't hear him. Crackling.
We were
I
just
hear
a second ago.
There, is
I
that
hear
better?
birds tweeting in my ear, but
I hear birds in
Flora, what's the wine of choice tonight?
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Um,
Such a brand.
yeah. That's hello.
Cheapy brand, but it's still wine.
Yeah, that's better.
I had Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies as my dessert.
Okay.
Okay. We sound all right
I
now?
don't know when the right time will be, but I do have a song I'm going to share.
Uh-oh.
So whenever I'm allowed.
Yeah?
I don't know if she's going to be listening, but I do have a friend from work that I posted and tagged her that I would sing this song tonight just for her. Because I couldn't do it at work the other day. Huh?
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know. Did you not do that?
I did that.
Oh, you did that.
Is-
Eh?
I don't know why this thing's all of a sudden acting up. Was all right.
Mine was doing that earlier too.
Oh, well, we'll get it fixed sooner or later if I got to replace all the cabling. But it sounds okay now, I guess.
Yes, it does.
That's good. We got a little bit of a show for you tonight. We got 3 topics I want to talk about. The Prince of England, Henry, that's living over... Harry. That's living over here in the States with Meghan. Opened up a new, or was part of opening up a new website on sexting and the problem.
Dangers.
Well, that it seemed to fall right in with the Tamaya, the Tamaya.
Him and Tamaya.
And yeah, Tim and Tamaya's happenings there. I decided since the bit's a little bit long, it's about 13 minutes, but I think it's worth playing. Then I have something on Mary Lou Retton, 40 years later. Did you realize it was 40 years since she won the gold? Good Lord. It's been a long time. And then lastly, I have 10 restaurants from the 1970s everybody would like to see back. So, and the cool part about that is it starts off with Arthur Treacher's. And I'll let you see that once we get there. How was everybody's week?
Okay, I guess.
I kind of wanted to wait on that one until we got Dale in here, but I don't know if he's even coming in. Probably sleeping somewhere. Why do you keep disappearing, Erik?
Because I'm trying to figure out why my board is not... Because it says it's working, but then when I talk into it, it's not. Hold on. I'm going to unplug it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I just reset. I just unplugged my microphone and plugged it back in, so we'll see if that works, because it's showing that my board is picking up my voice, but then it's showing... Then, for some reason, my audio... Do you hear tapping right now?
No.
A few minutes ago I did.
How about now?
No.
No.
Okay, that's weird, because whether I tap on the mic or tap on the camera, you guys can't hear it.
Well, I did hear originally, or a few minutes ago, but...
Do you have any other kind of microphone there?
No. For some reason, the volume was doing some kind of automatic thing, and it had it raised up all the way, so I couldn't. So within Zoom.
Well, we're not gonna. Well, we're not gonna take and fix this thing over the show.
Okay.
I don't think that would be very enjoyable for the other people here.
Because we do hear
No.
you. So.
We hear you.
We hear you. We see you. If you get
Okay.
annoying, we'll let you know, and you know that.
Oh.
I'm just teasing, Eric.
We know Pat's not afraid to do that.
And you damn right I'm not.
Just kidding.
Oh, Flora's had wine. So everybody look out.
Hey, it's been a while since I had some wine. Alexis even said to me yesterday when we were at Giant Eagle, Grandma, do you want some wine? I said, yeah, but I can't afford it. Well, guess what? A day makes a big difference. I decided, oh, well, what the heck. It was on sale. So I got it. But
Well, that's good.
that's what I thought.
Okay, just let her enjoy it.
You have to give her a hard time a little bit.
Why are you sticking up for me all of a sudden? That's what I don't
You
know.
want something?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I don't.
All right, can I
Should have
see-
been with me a couple weeks ago, Flora. You would have had some amazing wine.
I bet so. I
Oh my gosh.
seeing that postings that you had about that, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, all the different wineries we went to.
I'd have been done.
Oh, I pretty much was.
Yeah, you would have been done
when I
after
got
the
back-
first or second one.
Oh,
When I got back, I said, I've never drank so much wine in my life in 4 days.
Well, at least you didn't try to do, having multiple wines in one night.
We did.
Oh.
And made a Boilermaker on top of that.
I
really?
never once got sick.
Oh wow.
We know somebody in this crew that has made a Boilermaker out of wine, don't we, Eric?
Huh, I wonder who.
I was gonna say for me.
I was gonna say I was drunk, but I never got sick the whole time I was out there. Thank goodness.
Wow.
Hats
off to you.
I clean up pretty good. Look at that.
And I even was able to bring one of my favorite wines home with me to.
Oh, look at that. Surprised they let you put that on the airplane.
It was in my in my check bag.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
They let it. If you wouldn't have found it, you could have probably looked over in a corner of the TSA somewhere. Somebody got knockered.
Yeah. You're not
Hey,
allowed
look
to take
what was
your
in his bag.
Not allowed to bring it on your carry-on because it's too many fluid ounces.
Yeah.
But you can put it in your check bag.
Yeah.
We ended up bringing a couple bottles of wine home with us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I got to look at something here.
I'll be back.
I feel like I haven't been on the show since I've been to California. Have I?
I don't think you have been. You're such a busy young woman, you know.
I know. Concerts, vacation.
Yeah.
Went to a concert last night. Last minute, I ended up getting tickets to go see Creed in Pennsylvania.
Oh man.
Yeah. Star Lake Pavilion in, I think it's Burgettstown, just outside of Pittsburgh. Beautiful place. Beautiful. We ended up with great seats, but the parking, you think Blossom is bad? No. This Blossom ain't got nothing on this place as far as parking. It's horrible. But we didn't get home until after 2:00 this morning.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How was the concert though? Like,
Oh, it was great.
Live.
It was great. We've seen them before, and we're actually going to see them again in November. But yeah, they put on one heck of a show.
Are they in Columbus or are they up here?
They're in Cleveland, November 26th.
Who are they touring with?
Three Doors Down.
Okay.
And right now it's Finger 11.
Okay.
But after their summer tour is over, they go directly into the winter tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another.
How many
They
did you
mix it up.
finger? Oh, I fingered 11.
Oh, gosh, Pat. We're not going to go there.
This show.
But yeah, it was a great show. Great.
Yeah.
Voice today.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, parking was horrible.
Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, considering
Oops.
Nothing like disclaiming the show in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I wanted to see what it said. I thought it was I got to change that.
considering
We got to go to the R-rated thing.
considering somebody is sitting right here, what difference does it make playing that thing anyhow?
Well,
Well,
I just want everybody to know.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need a new disclaimer.
Anybody else have anything about a week?
How long you had a week back? About a week back.
Justine sounds like she had a wonderful time.
It's been busy, but it's been good.
There, how about that? That worked.
Don't know where that fits in, but okay.
And we know Melanie had fun here the other day. So.
Yep.
Yep.
But other than that,
Kind of quiet
sure
around
she had
here.
any other fun?
Melanie. Huh?
Who?
What?
Huh?
Sorry, I was reading something.
Uh-oh.
How
I was
was
just
your
wondering
week?
how your week went.
It's okay.
I mean, we know.
Came over to your place,
Yeah.
did all the lights and stuff, and
Oh, we got
worked a couple days.
Where's that remote at?
Over there. Ain't
Oh, to push.
Yes, your dad loves playing.
Now I'm dealing with a
Yeah,
sick kiddo.
really? What's the matter with him?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to mute for a
What's the
second.
matter with him?
Oh, he's got a stuffy nose. I think he breathed in a little too much dust.
Oh, I don't know where he got.
Living room.
Yeah, he's complaining on the nose and a little bit of a scratchy throat, which could be the drainage.
All right, I want you guys to see this. This is something really cool. Watch the monitor. You see how we're all dark in here? Watch this. You ready?
Yes.
Alexa, let there be light.
See what I mean, Justine?
He's going to have way too much fun with that.
Yeah, so
I already am, Eric.
The whole downstairs is that way now, Eric.
Yeah.
I know. He was so proud of it. He showed me when we were on Zoom a couple of days ago.
Only took us 5 hours to do it.
Uh-huh.
Well, and I come down to try to. I come down Friday morning. I'm going to turn the big lights on, and I looked over there, and the switch was already on. I'm like, what the? Now, how do I make it come on? It's off. And I'm like, so then I'm like, I shut the switch off, and then I turned it back on, and then the lights on their own came on. But
Oh.
yeah, I have been. And then Ella turns the thing purple the other day, trying to
No,
mess
today.
today, trying to mess with Papa.
Okay, he told it to go brown and it went pink.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alexa, turn light number 1 or turn fan 1 red.
Confused her.
Alexa, turn fan 1 red.
Okay.
Alexa, turn fan 2 red.
Okay.
And Alexa, turn fan 3 red.
Okay.
Ooh.
That actually looks super cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
I had them red, white, and blue. I've had them all yellow.
She ain't sure about that.
Wait, Papa, where can you get those lights?
I'm not advertising the lights. I got them from Amazon. Why do you want
But
to
he's
know?
not advertising.
Why?
Because what if people on the show want to get them?
No, I can't do that.
Yeah, can't do that.
I can't advertise for that.
All right, before I fall asleep, can I sing my song?
You're going to fall asleep on us?
Maybe.
No.
You wouldn't be the first one.
I've had wine, you know.
Yeah.
And it's
The one time I did it, I bet Pat probably played that clip multiple times, and I was out.
Yep.
while, I think, for me, but
Yeah, it was. It was last year. Like, I was taking that week off, then there was a bad storm, so I wanted to give a weather report. And so I had already taken my sleeping meds before I went on the air. So it knocked me out.
While I'm thinking about it, there's a slight risk for severe storms tomorrow between, it's probably going to start in the early morning, and it's probably going to go through early morning Tuesday. So you may want to keep up on your local weather if you're working outside or something like that. There's a front that's going to come in. It's going to cool things down a little bit. The 90-degree stuff is going to go away for a week or so. I tried to find a clip on why it's so hot, but I didn't really find anything current, so we didn't do it. But
we can maybe do another weather-related show tomorrow. Nanosecond is coming back tomorrow. And so, depending on how the weather is, if it's bad at that point, then
you won't have a show.
Might do a weather-related show.
If it's bad at that point, you probably won't have a show because I'll be busy on the radio.
Good point.
How's that going to affect the other show on Monday?
What other show?
Not at all. We're doing opposite week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he's not till next week.
Okay.
And we'll do some more arguing.
we're going to do every other or something like that.
Yeah, nanosecond's going to be 1 week, and the argument show is going to be the following week. We'll have to argue about still up to November. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that right now.
You sure it's tomorrow that's supposed to be bad and not Tuesday?
It says it's going to start tomorrow afternoon. Monday into Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Please, not Tuesday.
And from what I was seeing, tomorrow actually has got the slight risk category going through the middle of the state, and we're in it. I get these, I don't know if you could see it on my phone or not. I get these little, let me show you here. Can you see that?
I know that there's like a 64% chance more on Tuesday than.
Is that a briefing from the National Weather Service?
Yeah, that's what the briefings look like when I get them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then what they do is they'll send me a little PDF file of what they've, and it says what to expect. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop ahead of a cold front Monday afternoon into Monday evening. A few storms may become strong to severe and produce locally heavy rainfall. There's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms, level 2 of 5 for most of the forecast area for Monday. And that's including us. And that's pretty much about what that says. It's going to be Monday afternoon into Tuesday. And by Tuesday afternoon or evening, it should all be gone. At least that's what I'm thinking anyway. But one of the benefits of what I do, they keep me pretty informed that way. And I always get these partner briefings just because I can.
The only reason why I'm hoping not for Tuesday is because last week we got rained out because the horse lesson barn that I now go to only has an outdoor arena. So last week we got rained out, and I'm hoping we don't get rained out this week.
Hopefully not. We'll see what happens. I'll see if I can make it rain for you.
Papa?
Ella?
Papa?
Ella?
Papa?
Ella?
Papa?
Do we have a Flora's Corners before we get started here?
Doesn't Flora have a song?
Can I do my song first?
You're going to have to come up where people can
Well,
see
I
you.
understand that. All right. The behind this song is that there was a friend of mine at work last Monday, actually. She'd had a kind of an interesting weekend, and she had said, "Somebody just tell me to please go back to bed." And so we were like, "Okay, sure, fine." But, so I said, if I was like right there, I could sing you a lullaby. I said, what, and so this is the lullaby I decided to sing. I decided to sing, "Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr." And she said, "Aw, that helped her a lot." But anyway, of course, I didn't sing it to her. Now, if she happened to have been listening tonight, because I did tag her earlier, but if she happened to have been listening, that's what you'd have heard, Adriana. So, anyway, love you, kid. All right. Flora's Corners now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Alexa, turn fan 1 white.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. We can go back now.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to find something that I have not to use. Oh, that ain't gonna help me. Let's see. Have you ever thought of doing cosmetic surgery? What would you change if you could do it? Well, I personally haven't, but I don't know. Anybody on here ever thought about it?
I have.
Okay, and what would you?
I thought about a tummy tuck and a reduction.
Okie dokie.
I've always thought of the same thing.
Well, recently I've been thinking about that old tummy tuck stuff. Don't know about the reduction. Well, yeah, that probably too. Okay, guys. I'm just sure that this was right at the top of your list of things to do.
Yep, that's right.
Nose job.
Well, I could. Never mind. I could get bad.
Be nice.
But being that we're under a G rating for now,
Yes.
I got to change that.
I'm disturbed.
You got disturbed the first day you met me. We've been working on you for that long, Erik.
And no, the first time I met you actually was at a staff meeting, and that was I actually didn't personally meet you.
Yeah.
It was just a staff meeting that everybody was there. So.
Yep.
Anyway.
Seems like so long ago.
I know.
Anybody else got an answer to this surgery thing?
Everybody, but everybody answered yeah.
No clue.
No clue. That's a good answer for you, Ella.
I always thought there's a place called Sono Bello. Sew Your Belly.
Yeah.
If I was going to do anything, it'd probably be that. To make my physique look better. I actually did clean myself up today. Y'all see that?
We don't see anything. We see Flora.
No,
actually, I'll reword that. We see Flora, not you.
See how clean? Trimmed the eyebrows. The stash isn't as wild.
I thought you didn't like those cookies.
And then, then I shaved the smooth beard.
Eating one for.
Yeah, that's right. We got any more Flora's Corners? One more? Or do we go to something else?
What if food could talk? What food would you like to have talk to you?
I've had food talk to me all the time, but it's only got 2 words. It only knows 2 words.
Eat me.
Eat me.
Yeah.
And I feel like the flower in Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
Feed me. Feed me. Shut up and bring on the food. You ever seen that movie, Erik?
No.
No? Pretty good flick. You gotta watch it sometimes. The old one's better than the new one.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
I know.
It's a good movie.
I'm not really into old movies. The only one that I really like is Willy Wonka.
Best movie ever.
Yes. Especially knowing that most of that movie is ad-libbed. I think we talked about this last week. But I
wasn't here last week.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But most of that movie was ad-libbed. I was watching a Gene Wilder documentary, and he was saying most of that, or they were saying that most of that movie was ad-libbed. The clear parts were the somersault at the beginning, or not straight beginning, but like when they were first at the factory. Yeah. And then the scene where Charlie and his grandpa go into the office and he goes off on them, that was ad-lib. That wasn't scripted at all.
Oh, wow.
So, little fun fact there.
Well, that one there was not the first one that they did, was it? Or was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of
that was the original.
Hi, Sleepyhead.
Back in like 1970.
Don't look at me.
73 or 74.
Yeah, I liked that one. I thought a couple of the remakes they've had weren't that bad. But
I think all the
I like the first one probably the best. I've seen 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Most movies, when they remake them, they're not as good.
Little Shop of Horrors, if you watch the first one, it actually had some really interesting people in it. And one of them was Jack Nicholson, a very, very, very young Jack Nicholson. If anybody knows the story. Dale, did you ever see Little Shop of, Dale, did you ever see the Little Shop of Horrors?
Oh, heavens. I know I have, but for me to say anything about it, I couldn't tell you. Maybe once I hear more about it, it'll trigger some memories. But I do remember seeing it, but I can't find.
What am I doing?
You're banging.
Pouring some more wine in your glass.
Yeah, thanks, Ella. Just rat Grandma out.
Yeah, just throw her under the bus. Keep going.
Yeah.
There's your accountability partner.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyway, getting back to the subject.
That movie, Dale, when Patrick did it probably better, but I've done it to kids at work that, it's like I put the gif in there of I guess it was the flower or whatever it was going, I'm hungry, feed me.
Oh, is that the one where Seymour was working in a flower shop?
Yep, that's the one.
And
What the hell was the name of that plant?
I don't remember the name.
He named that plant, but I don't remember what it was.
Audrey,
that was it. After his girlfriend.
He would say, feed me, Seymour.
Feed me. Shut up and bring on the food. Feed me.
That's what when I went.
Feed me. I need to get that sound effect.
When I went at work, I put that gif in there, and I'm going, I'm hungry. Feed me.
Feed me. Feed me.
And of course, people that are
shut up and bring on the food.
Not too young don't know about, or not too old don't know about it.
Wasn't that Rick Moranis?
That was the second one. The first one, the only real star that was in the first one was, like I was saying, it was Jack Nicholson, and he was a guy in the dentist chair. He wasn't the dentist; he was the one in a chair. And didn't he reprise that role in the second one? Now that I think about that, but that was a good. You don't realize when you see some of these old movies like that who these people really were or where they came from, and some of the people you see in these old flicks are stars that were alive clear up into the 80s, 90s, and that. And they were common television. I was watching one. There was one on, what do you call it? Guys, look over for the ghoul. One we would watch on Friday night, Flora. What is that? Svengoolie. And
I thought you meant Saturday.
I said Saturday.
You said Friday.
I said Saturday.
Whatever.
You said Friday.
Don't argue.
But the one that was in that was actually oh God, I can picture him. But he was actually he had actually had two other roles. I'll think of who it was in a minute. James it was Roscoe P. Coltrane. James Best, I think it was in that movie. I was going to watch a movie all the way through and then got bored with it and we ended up changing it. But pretty cool stuff, actually. I just got dinged. Is that anything here?
No, I just sent you the clip you're talking about, though, from Little Shop of Horrors.
That's the newest one. That's not the old one.
Oh.
The old one had better. The plant was a lot better.
Okay.
But anyway, let's take since we're talking about stuff like this, did we finish the question?
No, we did
Yes.
not.
What food?
What? Yeah. What did Grandma?
I'd love to hear
What?
Dale's answer.
What food would you like to talk to?
What if food could talk?
If food could talk, what food would you like to talk to?
Who would you like to talk to? I think I'd like to have chocolate talk to me.
Chocolate.
It would say,
Ribeye steak.
And say, hey, Mama, what you doing?
Either ribeye steak or cheesecake.
Cheesecake or ribeye steak, huh?
That's interesting.
There's a lot of bull in that.
okay, just because my friend is listening tonight, Adriana.
Hi, Adriana.
So she, just so you know, that Pat's the husband, Ella and the dog are the Ella. I don't know if you can see it, people.
I'm the hubby.
I don't know what you're listening to. So you probably just listening.
I'm the hubby.
Yeah, you're the hubby. Yeah, and we've got Melanie, a daughter, Justine, a daughter, Dale, a very good friend that comes here and does all her handyman work.
Yep.
And then, then Erik, who's our sidekick.
Yep.
Yeah, he kicks me in the side all the time.
Yeah.
Adriana's a sweet girl. I work.
Hi, Adriana. Good to see you. Thanks for listening and watching.
I would like to have pasta talk to me, and
You'd like to have who talk to you?
pasta.
Oh, pasta.
And I feel like Princess would like to have her dog food talk to her.
I don't know. She'd probably get scared if that happened.
Well, Dale, what food would you have talk to you?
Don't Rice Krispies already talk?
That was good, Dale. Yes, they do. Our snap, crackle, and pop.
Maybe the meatloaf from 5th grade lunchroom. We will nickname the mystery meat, so I could ask it what mystery it is.
When you stabbed it, it'd go. All right, who's left?
Justine and
Justine and Melanie. What food would you like to talk to you?
Any food to tell me to stop eating it. So I can lose some weight.
Yeah, that was a good enough answer. Justine, you're next.
Oreo cookies. Because
Oreo.
they're like crack, so I can imagine them talking to me.
Yeah.
Hallucinating a little bit there.
Dunked, or if they like to be twisted. They,
Yeah, there you go.
You know exactly
I'm
how to eat.
personally a dunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
me too.
Now, Ella, she unscrews them and eats the creamy filling and throws the cookie away.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do. We've watched you do that.
We watched you do it. It's like, what? You throwing away one of the best parts of that?
But when I have milk, I eat the filling, then I dunk it in the milk.
No, you dunk the
It's
cookie all at
illegal
once.
to dunk when Uncle Dale is around.
Huh?
Oh, bullcrap.
What's that? Oh,
I do it all the time in front of your Uncle Dale.
Oh, I thought he was a strict no dunker.
He's a no dunker, but I put in on the cookies so I can dunk.
Well, we'll have to see what if you. Well, that'd be a good argument for the next time. To dunk or
I
not
feel
to
like
dunk?
there's been a topic before.
To dunk or
Somehow
not
come up.
to dunk or not to dunk? Tune into the Art of Argument next week when we discuss to dunk or not to
Dunk versus no dunk.
Okay, I would just like to say Princess almost got out yesterday. Well, she slipped out of her collar, and then I ran in here and screamed at the top of my lungs what happened. And then I went back outside and I screamed, "Princess, come!" And she ran back, and I picked her up, and she was like, when I was gone for a second and she was gone for a second, she was like so excited to see me.
Yes, we have to thank our lucky stars that Princess listened and came right back.
Also, the best advice for when a dog starts to run away, walk the other way, because if you start chasing it, it'll think you're playing. Start running from it, sorry. Because I've experienced that before where I started running away from a dog and it just chased me.
I have a little black dog that got out one time, and I walked all over the neighborhood looking for her, and I could see her watching me. And as I was walking towards her, she'd go a little bit further out. Well, I got ticked off, and I thought, well, the hell with this. I'm not going to walk any further. I turned around and come back this way. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, she's out running around me. And, she knew what the hell was going on.
Who are you talking about?
I know.
Rosie,
about 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, Rosie, she was like, she'd run away.
But she was with me that afternoon, and that's how we finally ended up catching her.
Oh, I remember because the neighbor down the road had treats out there that he was trying to help us, and that's whatever.
We ended up catching her.
Yeah.
And also one time when Rosie got out, I started fake crying just to get her back, and she came.
Fake crying.
So that's another tip if your dog loves you way too much.
Speaking of dogs, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days, and I kept meaning to ask you, Dad, what was the name of that mean-ass dog that Grandma and Grandpa Griffiths had that hid under the couch every time everybody was around?
You mean the white one?
Yeah.
Tippy.
No, Tippy wasn't mean. There was another dog that they had that was mean as shit. Excuse my language. But
the only one I can think of was Butkus.
That was Ron's dog.
Yeah, that was Ronnie's dog. Tippy.
Never saw the dog because it was so mean.
Yeah, it was a medium-sized brown one.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't remember the name of that dog.
I don't know why I've been thinking about this for a couple of days.
Tippy was a nice little dog. She was reminded me a little bit of Babe, personality-wise.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's slide into a topic. You guys ready for that?
Time.
We've got 10 restaurants. We've got that Prince thing. And we got Mary Lou Retton. Which one's it going to be?
10 restaurants.
The restaurants? All right. We can do that one. Only because...
do we still have the one that, the Newhart thing?
Oh, did we not do that? I thought we did it.
Flora thought we did it, so I got rid of it.
I'm pretty sure we didn't. I'm like 99%
Did we do
sure
the thing on the cats?
No, we didn't do it.
Did we do the thing on the cats last week, too?
Yes.
Yeah, we did the cats one, but we didn't do Newhart.
Sorry.
Without me? The cats?
Oh, relax.
You were downstairs. You're the one that told us to do it.
Yeah.
The cats one.
Huh?
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 Ella was the one that told us to do the cat one last week.
No.
It was at the end of the show.
Yes, you were.
It was shortly after she told us about her rabbits and her prizes and stuff.
See? I told you he's here last.
All right, let's slide into the topic of these 10 restaurants.
I could have swore we did that.
And we will be right back. Please stay tuned and watch this thing. It's pretty good. It actually talks about...
Fire me.
The first one will actually kind of surprise you. We'll be right back.
Join us as we travel back in time to revisit these 10 old restaurants that we miss from the past. Ready? Let's begin with this popular restaurant, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. This was the best fish and chips ever. Sorry, England. Growing up in America in the early 70s, this was a favorite for many. This restaurant was a fast food seafood chain that used to have many locations. It was started in 1969. In the late 1970s, they had 826 stores around the country, and it was very popular, especially on Fridays during Lent, when the fish and chips meal was a big hit. And the Hush Puppies? Who else loved them? They were the best. I really miss them, and the malt vinegar was wonderful too. Arthur Treacher was quite an interesting guy. He was an entertainer known for appearing in the movie Mary Poppins and being the announcer on the early Merv Griffin shows, a very popular talk show back then. It seems like all these restaurant chains have the same story. A big company buys them, the quality goes down, customers stop coming, and the chain goes out of business. Now, the only Arthur Treacher's restaurant still open is in Ohio, and it's been there for over 50 years. Let's not forget about the iconic yellow and green lantern outside. People drive by, look up, and instantly know what restaurant it is. They used to have lines of people snaking around the building waiting for their food. This was a very common scene back in the day. This definitely brings back delicious memories for many people from their childhood. It's a meal you just can't make at home.
We want you to come to Bonanza.
The ever-famous all-you-can-eat Bonanza Steakhouse. A piece of American culture that has sadly gone forever. Who had their first job here? This restaurant brings back very fond memories of going out with family, right? Did you know that Hoss Cartwright came up with Bonanza? Erik Hoss Cartwright was a popular character on the TV show Bonanza, played by Dan Blocker. Anyone who was around in the 60s likely saw at least one episode of this beloved show. In 1963, Dan decided to capitalize on the show's popularity by opening a Western-style steakhouse with the same name. Bonanza offered home-style dishes like steak, chicken, fish, and, of course, a fully stocked salad bar and a wide variety of side dishes and desserts. Can you still remember the salad bar and the great smell of their grill? The prices were reasonable, making it an affordable place to feed the kids, and the food was always fresh and delicious. The restaurant had a country vibe and was incredibly popular back in the day. It was a great place for moms to take a break from cooking. In 1989, Bonanza had over 600 restaurants across the U.S. Around 1965, Dan Lasseter and others also began Ponderosa Steakhouse. Later, both were bought by another company. Unfortunately, they faced difficulties and declared bankruptcy in 2008. Today, there are only a few locations left in the U.S., most of them operating under the Ponderosa name. Well, the legacy of the Bonanza Steakhouse chain will always hold a significant place in America's history. Share your experiences in the comments below. Who loved those hamburgers? This restaurant was the place where many people hung out for hours on weekends, meeting friends. Burger Chef was an American fast food chain that started in 1954 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and expanded across the United States. At its peak in 1973, it had 1,050 locations, including some in Canada. They had an old-school theme with light globe and were beloved because they had a works bar where you could customize your burger just the way you liked it. The chain featured several signature items like the Big Chef and Super Chef hamburgers. Do you remember? They came up with the idea of a kid's meal, combining a burger with dessert and a toy. In 1978, the chain introduced Star Wars toys. Eating out in the 1970s and 1980s was such a treat. The last Burger Chef franchise, located in Tennessee, closed in 1996, leaving us with nostalgic memories of a past when life was simpler, and we enjoyed the little things. The Ground Round was considered a pioneer of the family restaurant and sports bar concepts. It was known for having TVs everywhere showing cartoons like Woody Woodpecker and Betty Boop, and an endless supply of peanuts that patrons were encouraged to throw the shells onto the floor. The floor was always covered in peanut shells and sawdust, something you couldn't do at home without getting grounded. As a kid, going there was a big event, always filled with children having fun. Started in 1969 by Howard Johnson, this restaurant brought back great memories, popcorn and peanuts, before eating a delicious hamburger and French fries, tossing the peanut shells on the floor, watching cartoons, and getting ice cream in little plastic baseball helmets. The birthday parties were a hit, starring the mascot, Bingo the Clown. It was a great place where kids could even pay their weight for their food, and you could get a great cut of beef for an affordable price. Many Ground Round locations have closed or changed ownership, but some franchises are still open in other parts of the country, now catering more to adults. I don't have a lot of time, or I don't want to spend a lot of money. If you heard that, you knew where to go in the past. Sizzler. This restaurant was the go-to spot in the 80s for many families. The chain was founded in 1958 as Sizzler Family Steakhouse in Culver City, California. At its peak, Sizzler had over 270 locations across the U.S., known for affordable steaks, all-you-can-eat fried shrimp, and a beloved salad and soup bar. Sizzler was a favorite. The bread and Malibu chicken were wonderful too, and the best part, the ice cream machine with assorted toppings was a kid's paradise. Sizzler filed for bankruptcy in 1996, closing about 75% of their locations. They've since returned to their roots, moving away from the buffet model and focusing on providing reasonably priced steak dinners. They're still around, just fewer in number and a bit different. Do you have a Sizzler memory? Oh, that cheese bread. And how about the baked potato? And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ponderosa Steakhouse was, in many ways, the perfect family restaurant. The meals were affordable, the buffet offered a wide variety, and all you can eat always drew hungry crowds. The TV show Bonanza inspired not only Dan Blocker to start the Bonanza Steakhouse chain, but also three men to establish Ponderosa Steakhouse in 1965, naming it after the Ponderosa Ranch from the show. At its peak in the early 1990s, there were over 700 Ponderosa locations. After years of rivalry, the two chains merged under the Metro Media Company. Today, Ponderosa still operates a few locations in the U.S., although many others have either closed or been converted into Red Lobster restaurants. Their menu features steaks, seafood, and chicken dishes, all served with access to the buffet. Let's not forget the free refills on soft drinks. Back then, you could take your date to a movie in Ponderosa and still have money left over. Those were the days. It was a popular spot for both locals and vacationers to stop for a meal and enjoy the famous Howard Johnson's fried clam strips. The chain was founded by Howard Deering Johnson in 1925. In the 1950s, the company expanded by opening hotels known as Howard Johnson's Motor Lodges, often located next to the restaurants. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, it was the largest restaurant chain in the U.S., with over 1,000 company-owned and franchise locations. Fans would easily recognize Howard Johnson's restaurants by their distinctive orange roofs and blue spires. In the 1950s, family outings and vacations often included a stop at the restaurant for ice cream or a meal with 28 ice cream flavors to choose from. Imagine 28 flavors. That made it popular with kids. One of its notable menu offerings was its Frankfurters, which were dipped in butter and served on double-buttered New England-style buns. It was famous. The restaurant even made an appearance in an episode of Mad Men. Even Don Draper was spotted dining there. Despite its early success, the rise of fast food chains like McDonald's, which catered to the baby boomer generation, led to a decline in traditional sit-down restaurants like Howard Johnson's. Nevertheless, this restaurant left countless happy memories across America. When the Hungries hit the Red Barn. Established in 1961 in Springfield, Ohio, the Red Barn restaurant chain quickly became a favorite among burger lovers as America embraced fast food culture in the 1960s. At its peak, Red Barn boasted 400 restaurants across 19 states. Renowned for its signature hamburgers like Big Barney and the Barn Buster, Red Barn also offered fried chicken, fish sandwiches, and a pioneering salad bar. Customers would place their orders at the counter inside the barn-themed restaurant, characterized by its lofty ceilings and expansive windows. After ceasing operations, most Red Barn buildings found new purposes. Some of the chain's restaurants were rebranded as The Farm in different states, maintaining the same beloved menu items from their Red Barn days. Established in 1954, it was the pioneering pizza franchise in the U.S. Shakey's offered the usual pizza varieties: cheese, sausage, pepperoni, alongside unconventional toppings like shrimp, oysters, and anchovies. Customers enjoyed silent movies while eating their pizza, with live piano music adding to the ambiance. In 1974, the restaurant chain had approximately 500 stores throughout the United States. For sure, it was a cherished destination for families and friends to gather. And I almost forgot, the fried chicken and mojo potatoes were great also. Well, Shakey's underwent ownership changes in 1967, leading to expansion in Canada and Asia. However, by the 1980s, many of the 500 U.S. branches shuttered. Today, Shakey's remains a favorite with over 150 locations in the U.S. and retains its popularity in countries like Japan and the Philippines. Established in 1966, Steak and Ale quickly became a go-to destination for steak lovers across the United States. With its affordable prices and decent food quality, Steak and Ale was also known for its wide selection of sides, including loaded baked potatoes, fresh salads, and seasonal vegetables. The restaurant's cozy atmosphere, with rustic decor and a lounge featuring a fireplace and overstuffed leather chairs and sofas, made it an ideal spot for family gatherings and dinners. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Steak and Ale expanded its presence, opening numerous branches nationwide. However, despite its initial success, Steak and Ale faced challenges in the following years. Changes in consumer preferences and increasing competition in the restaurant industry led to the closure of several branches. Nevertheless, the legacy of Steak and Ale lives on, with some locations still operating and continuing to serve delicious and memorable meals to loyal customers.
All right, we're back. What'd you guys think? Which one of those, if you had to pick two of them, which two would you like to see come back?
Ponderosa. And, and I don't remember Sizzler, but
Sizzler Steakhouse used to be awesome. They had one of those up on State Road that I used to go in at probably twice a month for a long time till they closed it. And John and Bernie and Deb and I used to go up there to eat too, back before, in the early times that we were together. That's Sizzler's had the best steaks around. Where Ponderosa, what are you doing, Ella?
I'm changing my answer. Sorry.
Ponderosa's steak tips were really good. I will give them that. The last time I had some of those was out in Alliance when that Ponderosa was still out there. The only one I know is in existence anymore is out there in Niles.
It's not there anymore.
It's not.
The closest one's in Butler, Pennsylvania.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I'm changing my answer though. Ponderosa and the ground round.
Yeah, I kind of miss the ground round too.
I don't know, with the whole peanut thing, that just reminds me of Texas Roadhouse before, COVID.
Well, they ended up having to stop that because it was a liability. People were falling into all that dirt and everything on the floor. And I never thought that was a good idea. It probably drove away a lot of people.
Well, and there's such thing as peanut allergies too. So, with, the shells being all over the floor, people with peanut allergies couldn't go there.
But that wasn't a thing up until recently.
You're right.
Well, people probably didn't know what it was,
right.
But so it wasn't a thing, but it was a thing.
But you knew going in there that there was going to be peanut shells. So if you did have an allergy, you wouldn't go.
Well, if you didn't know you had an allergy, and then you went in.
Well, that's the thing. I don't remember hearing too much about.
Yeah, I don't either until recently.
Something because you would think you would remember. Oh yeah, there were a lot of like we hear today, but of different things like.
Well,
that.
I had quit going to ground round because of that peanut thing. But the last time I was in one, there used to be one up where McDonald's is up there in Britain.
Yep.
I was going to say there had been one. Wasn't there one? Oh, no. That one was the one that my ex took me to was over on Rolling Acres.
Yeah, there was one over there too.
And he took me there.
Gosh, that was a long time ago.
He took me there. Well, it was when I was pregnant with Missy, so it was a long time ago.
We had...
But I remember I got sick, and I wouldn't go back to one of them for a long time.
We ended up, the last time I was in one was when it was up there at Britain Road, and they had cleaned it up by then, but it just wasn't the same. The places that I miss are the Treachers, but there's one in the Falls yet. I wanted when they mentioned Burger Chef. Burger Chef was the best burger except for Red Barn. The Big Barney from Red Barn was an awesome burger. Was all there was to that. It was as high as I'll tell you the one that...
I remember Red Barn.
What's that?
I said I remember the Red Barn.
They had a $3.25 chicken dinner I used to get when I was when I was riding around 16, 17 years old, my Corvair. They had a $3.25 chicken dinner. And I used to get that damn chicken dinner at least twice a week. That chicken, I give you an order of French fries that were always steeping hot, and coleslaw. And that was my dinner a lot of times.
So Red Barn was more of a chicken place than it was burger.
No, they were chicken and burgers both.
Oh, okay.
And
I remember them, but not really.
When the Hungries hit the Red Barn. Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
No.
All right, who hasn't had some input here? Dale? You awake, Dale?
Yeah. So I was thinking during that, like so many of them to pick from. Let's see, before I forget to mention this, whenever I go out on the I-40 in I think it's New Mexico or if it's Arizona. I'm thinking it's Arizona, but in any case, I still see a sign for Sizzler.
Really? Wow.
I wonder if it's still there.
I don't know. Every time I see it, I'm driving, so I can't really
Just take
look it up on Google Maps. And I always try to remember, but I never do, and I can't remember where it is. But I know it's on I-40, and I'm thinking I know it has to be one of the two of them, but I always think, back to my childhood whenever I see that sign. But the Arthur Treachers, we would go to that one. It was right next to the McDonald's on Waterloo, across like one or two doors down from Parasons. And then I even mentioned this to Pat. I think I was talking to him on the phone. I think it was last Saturday or the Saturday before. I had made a mention. I was giving him directions to a restaurant he wanted to go to, and it was right near where I lived. And I had mentioned the Red Barn, and I told him, if you get to where the Red Barn used to be, you've gone too far, because that's where one of the locks for the canal, the Ohio Canal.
Yeah, that was when I did that POTA event.
That actually later on was converted into a car wash.
That what we were talking about was that hamburger station.
Yeah, that's where you're wanting to go. Yeah.
Dale,
But,
as much as this isn't going to help you, it actually could either be Arizona or New Mexico, because they're the only ones that exist are on the West Coast. Arizona, New Mexico, California, Nevada.
Well, I'm not sure if it was like Holbrook, or could have been Holbrook, Arizona, or Winslow, Arizona. I can't remember. I'd have to look. What's the other restaurant? Oh, I remember when we would go across the Pennsylvania Turnpike, we would stop at the one. I can't remember if it was. I think it was one of the first ones, or maybe my memory is just foggy. I remember it wasn't too far into Pennsylvania. We would stop at one of the travel plazas. Of course, this is before they bypassed a lot of stuff on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, because they closed some of the sections where they had the other tunnels, because they couldn't twin them. They were still the 2-lane tunnels that my mother hated, because she hated having the big semis coming at them in the tunnel, which I don't blame her. These were back when it was the old cab overs and all that. I remember I always thought it was neat, because you'd be going along and the car would be like,
yeah.
Another one would pass. They're going like 70 miles an hour in the tunnel. Like, but anyways, I remember going to the Hojo's out there. What was the other place we used to eat at?
I tell you what, they didn't mention was Manners.
Oh yeah, Manners. Yeah, I remember Manners.
I love those Manners, big boy.
Oh,
wasn't a burger like them.
What? So what's the difference between Manners and Bob's Big Boy? Was it?
It was the same chain.
Okay,
They just renamed it, but there again, corporate ownership changed, and they changed the name. Hell, even if you go down into West Virginia and the southern states, it used to be called Elby's. ELBY. Elby's Big Boy.
I remember now. Burger Chef. We went to the. Go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say, didn't the Swensons here in Stowe used to be in Manners?
No. The only Manners that was anywhere close to here was up there where that car wash is up there by Walmart. There's a Speedway Speedway and a car wash up there.
Are you talking on Graham and Hudson?
On Graham, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was a close.
Where Bob Evans is now.
Okay.
Not exactly.
No?
Bob Evans was
it's behind there. Almost where the Panera is.
If you look
at yeah. And that where Panera is, yeah.
Yeah, that probably. That used to be
there's a plaza there that's where it used to be.
There was another restaurant that moved in there after Manners or after Bob's moved out, and it was there for like a long time.
Was it Shoney's?
Yeah, it was Shoney's. They ended up closing, and then the building got torn down.
Yeah.
And didn't they?
I remember that.
Didn't they build a Wendy's or something there too?
Yep.
That's further. That's just a little bit down the road, though.
This was right next door to the car wash on Graham.
Okay. Yeah, so that's where Panera is.
Because they shared the same driveway.
So what was the difference between Sizzler and Western Sizzlin'? Because I remember going down south, and there was a Western Sizzlin' or Sizzler Steakhouse. It was called Western Sizzlin' or Sizzler.
Yeah.
First place I ever sat, it was so good a steak, and we had the best sweet tea other than I'd ever had at Hardee's and stuff. But as far as restaurants coming back, though, I'd probably take the Ponderosa, of course, and probably I'd take Burger Chef.
Yeah, I'd love to have a Burger Chef burger.
Only because that brings back memories.
Yeah,
It's okay, Dale. Go on.
No, I have a delay on my internet. It's like a second or two behind everybody.
Not a problem.
But the Burger Chef, I remembered now. The Burger Chef, if you remember on Arlington, this is down where I grew up. You remember the Arlington where you had 619 and you went down the hill and you had the Toth Buick?
Yeah.
And then you had Chief's bar on the right. And then they had the, on the left, you had the Clarkins and then the Clarkins warehouse. And then across the parking lot from the Clarkins was a photo mat. And in the same parking lot as the photo mat was the Burger Chef. And I remember because my dad used his Minoltas and his Canons 35 millimeters for work, taking pictures of stuff for work. And I remember my dad would bring the film in, and then I can't remember if it was a Friday or what day it was. I'm thinking it was like a Friday. My mother would take me and we would drop the the canisters, the 35 millimeter film to the photo mat. And then we would go over to, because this was the 1 hour photo, I think it was. I can't remember what the time frame was, but we would go over to the Burger Chef and eat, or we would go to the Clarkins and my mom would do some shopping at Clarkins, and then we would pick up the film. Because I can't remember. Anybody remember what the turnaround time was for the photo mat? Because I'm thinking it was like an hour or maybe.
Yeah, you could get them in an hour, but if you didn't, it'd take 5 days. I
remember
you had that choice.
I'm thinking because they were from my dad's work. I think we had them in like an hour or two, because I remember distinctly we would either, like I said, we'd either go to the Burger Chef, or if my mom needed to do some shopping, we would go to the Clarkins and do the shopping. Now, what was the other ones we had? I remember going to the Ponderosa, and I remember the Ground Round. The Ground Round, we didn't go to that much because, like Pat, my dad didn't like the peanut. But what was funny is we would go there. It wasn't his favorite, but he would eat a whole bowl of peanuts and just throw them on the floor. And because, as much as precocious as you may have thought I was as a child, as I am now in my 50s.
You precocious? Nah.
I didn't throw them on the floor. It was funny. I would put them next to my plate because I was always taught not to throw things on the floor. And I remember, you have to remember, this was the 1980s. And I'd be eating the peanuts and putting the shell on the table. And my dad would be sitting across from me. My mom would be sitting next to me. And I would have this like pile of peanut shells. And my dad would be like, knock them on the floor. And I would look, I'd eat some more, put them on the table. My dad would be eating his, and he'd just like knock them on the floor.
Even though he didn't like it, he would still do it.
Well, but that was just a funny thing because how I was raised, and it was just funny just watching him throw them on the floor. And I don't know, it's just because I saw them on the floor. It's just how I was taught. But I don't remember the other restaurants that were in that list that I can recall. I don't think I went to the Red Barn when it was open, that I can remember. The ones I can distinctly remember was the Arthur Treachers, the Ponderosa, the Ground Round, Burger Chef, and the Hojo's.
Yeah, Howard Johnson's. My mother used to work at one up in Euclid a long time ago. That one actually used to have a hotel attached to it.
You remember when the Ramadas had their own restaurant and people actually went to the Ramada for dinner and didn't even have a room there?
Yep.
Yep.
I have several. Even you can, if you go to the Sheridan up there, or down over here in the Falls, they got a nice restaurant in there. And you don't have to have a room to eat there.
I was going to say, that fella I lived with, his mom and dad were all for Thanksgiving. I think there was only one time we ever ate Thanksgiving at their house. The other times they always made reservations at different, and one of them one time was there a Sheridan at 82 and 70? There was a restaurant or a hotel or whatever and restaurant at 82 and 71 back in the day.
That was a Holiday Inn.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, my mother worked there.
Okay. Well, and
my mother worked all over the place.
That's where some place that they didn't mention that I thought about, which I realized wasn't a big name place, but when Woolworths back in the day,
Woolworths Cafe,
they had a cafe as well as Kmart. Kmart had a cafe. Acme had a cafe.
Kmart's submarine sandwiches.
I remember.
They're hoagie. Those hoagies.
What's that, Dale?
No, I remember eating at the Kmart, and Didn't Clarkins have one, or was it Gold Circle?
I don't know.
Gold Circle had a restaurant.
Oh.
Clarkins did too, but it probably wasn't that good.
Yeah, those were the days too.
You could not. To me, a hoagie or a submarine sandwich was Kmart. Yeah, you could get these things fresh made. There was usually somebody in the deli that would make you one if you asked. Oh God, those are so good.
Like I said, they didn't mention those, but it was as I was sitting here, I was thinking, wait a minute, what about them places? Those were a couple of places.
Yeah, I think we covered that pretty well.
Boring.
Oh, boring. Well, then go upstairs if you don't.
No.
Well,
So, I'm looking at a list of Cleveland restaurants that closed down. They're just like single restaurants, but I know you grew up in that area, Pat. Have you ever heard of Captain Frank's?
Oh yeah,
New York Spaghetti House.
East 9th, down on the pier.
Yep.
They're gone.
Sorry, I'm scrolling.
That was a good place to. Captain Frank's had the best seafood, and it was down there on the pier on Lake Erie. It was on the East 9th Pier, and it was you could get stuff to go and everything else there. It was really a good place.
Have you ever been to the Silver Grill in Cleveland?
No.
Okay, that closed down in the 80s. Hold on. I'm just seeing if there's any...
what was that corned beef place that closed up there?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They had the best corned beef sandwiches, and they're gone now. They were up there up there in Middleburg or Mayfield Heights.
I know who you're thinking. I want to say Corbo's, but that's the bakery net.
No.
But let's see. I think Corbo's bakery even only has a couple locations now.
I just thought of another one that I missed terribly. I'd bring that back in a heartbeat, even though it wasn't on the list. Lou and High's.
I always heard so much about them.
Oh my God, the pickles on the table were to die for.
I never had anything from them, but I always heard about them.
There was that place in Hudson that came close to them, but their sandwiches weren't as good. Lou and High's, if you got a corned beef sandwich from them, it was that thick, and it had the they were known for their bagels, and it there was all the other restaurants in Akron would order their bagels from them, and that I swear that their corned beef sandwiches were that thick. And were they good?
Corky and Lenny's is what you were thinking of.
Corky and Lenny's. That's the place I was thinking of. Yes, that was the best corned beef around. A little bit of sauerkraut on it. Ugh. Anyway, let's move off this subject because I'm getting hungry again. I'm going to want corned beef before it's over. Anybody else got anything about it? We want to do another subject or another topic? If so, what's it going to be? There is one I'd like to play just because it was a topic we've talked about in the past. Flora found this. You want to talk about it, Flora? We'll do the Prince thing.
I didn't really look at it. I just took a quick glance. It was from the CBS. I think it was CBS Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I don't remember now, but It was from CBS, anyways, that they had an interview they did with Prince Harry and Meghan, and it was on. Patrick, you obviously watched it.
There was a sexting group of people. You remember we had Tamaya and Tim on here a little over a year ago with their son that they lived in Streetsboro, and their son committed suicide over something like this. Well, there's a website now that is being sponsored by different corporations and that is tells you how to get help for stuff like this and what to do. Let me go ahead and play this clip, then we'll all know what we're talking about here. You're watching the Radioactive Show here on the Crooked River.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex inaugurate a new online site today that most of us will never have occasion to visit. A good thing, it turns out. Jane Pauley talks with Meghan and Harry about their undertaking and the reasons behind it.
On a brilliant summer day near Santa Barbara last week, a group of friends got together. This was not your typical receiving line. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, better known as Harry and Meghan, are definitely big huggers. It was a meeting of an exclusive club.
Oh, it's good to meet you.
And one that none of them wanted to join. Most of the parents here have lost a child, directly or indirectly, as a result of exposure to online social media. Harry and Meghan are trying to give them, and parents like them, some place to turn for help. It's called the Parents Network, in association with the couple's charitable Archwell Foundation, and officially launches today.
I'm so happy you're here. Thank you.
Meghan herself knows a thing or two about online bullying.
And how do you do?
And of course, her husband Harry is no stranger to that either, or to unspeakable grief.
The central topic is the loss that these families have suffered. Stories that need to be shared because the parents who are listening who have not suffered a loss think that they couldn't. But they could.
They certainly could. And that's, I think, one of the scariest things that we've learned over the course of the last 15, 17 years that social media's been around, and more so recently, is the fact that it could happen to absolutely anybody. I mean, we always talk about, in the olden days, if your kids were under your roof, you knew what they were up to. At least they were safe, right? And now they can be in the next door room on a tablet or on a phone and can be going down these rabbit holes. And before you know it, within 24 hours, they could be taking their life.
Our kids are young. They're 3 and 5. They're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of
Well, you
change
hope
for good.
that when your children ask for help, someone, is there to give it.
If you know how to help.
Thank you.
At this point, we've got to the stage where almost every parent needs to be a first responder. And even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell the signs of possible suicide. Like that is the terrifying piece of this.
You can't tell this story to everybody. People don't understand.
It's something Donna and Chris Dolly know all too well. Their 17-year-old son, CJ, died from suicide after what they believe was depression fueled by social media use.
But your son had a demon in his bedroom.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. We had no idea what happened to our son. He had a beautiful car. He worked and did that. He had a job he liked.
Sisters that loved him, parents that adored him.
Yes. And he was happy. He was a happy kid.
And like so many parents in their place, the Dollys say a factor in their son's depression and death was his smartphone, a device designed to be so addictive that he couldn't put it down, not even in the minutes before he died.
He still had it in his hand, the phone. That's how addicted he was. He couldn't even kill himself without posting about it first.
And like the Dollys, it's often impossible for parents or anyone else to see, that someone was so deep in despair that they'd consider taking their own life. Meghan Markle has been there, as she told Oprah Winfrey in 2021.
Look, I was really ashamed to say it at the time, and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry especially, because I know how much loss he's suffered. But I knew that if I didn't say it, that I would do it. And I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
You had an experience that connects you to these families. And I see you touch your husband's hand in just the way I knew that you would be looking after each other if I went places. But the connection that you have with people is they know you had suffered too, personally. Contemplating killing yourself is what suicidal ideation was. And I'm dancing around this because I can see you're uncomfortable with my even going there. Do you?
I understand why you are, though. I wasn't expecting it, but I understand why you are, because there is a through line, I think. And when you've been through any level of pain or trauma, I believe part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine, is being able to be really open about it. And I haven't really scraped the surface on my experience, but I do think that I would never want someone else to feel that way. And I would never want someone else to be making those sort of plans, and I would never want someone else to not be believed. So if me voicing what I have overcome will save someone, or asks or encourage someone in their life to really genuinely check in on them and not assume that the appearance is good so everything's okay, then that's worth it. I'll take a hit for that.
What is it?
This in-person gathering was just for the launch. The Parents Network will meet mostly online. But group facilitator Leora Wolf-Prusan says the important thing is what the group will talk about.
We're going to stop expecting you to be done with your grief in a year. We're going to stop telling you that we're tired of hearing the stories of internet harm. Like, we will say your kid's name over and over again because they existed and they mattered, and that we know that it wasn't your fault. That's it, right? It wasn't your fault. This happened to you, and now we as a community get to create something with you.
Knowing that we're helping others, and even if that saves one kid and one family's heartache, that's enough.
And these are some of the group's charter members. Taj and Celine Swanson-Jensen, whose son Tanner died from an overdose of drugs, pushed online.
England was the youngest of...
She was the youngest, 14 years old.
Brandy and Tony Roberts, who lost their daughter England to suicide after online bullying. And Perla Mendoza, whose son Eli died when a painkiller he bought online was actually a lethal dose of fentanyl.
Thank you for being here, but I have to, ask, why would you do this? Why would you do this?
The simple answer is so others don't have to live what we've lived and will continue to live.
I don't expect anything from anyone. This is just a labor of love in honor of my son and all the other children that have lost their lives to fentanyl. This is for the mother who cannot get out of bed, for the dad that won't leave his house. I stand here for them too. I hope that one day when it's my turn to go home, I'll see my son and he'll tell me, "Good job, Mama."
The idea here is that there is comfort and power in numbers, with the goal, as Harry himself once said, of turning pain into purpose.
And the two of you, this is, it's a modest beginning. It's not an army of parents yet. No. But what are your ambitions?
I think you have to start somewhere. I think the simplest thing that anyone watching this, or anyone who's able to make change, to look at it through the lens of, what if it was my daughter? What if it was my son? My son or my daughter who comes home, who are joyful, who I love, and one day, right under my roof, our entire lives change because of something that was completely out of our control. And if you look at it through the lens as a parent, There is no way to see that any other way than to try to find a solution.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely something very close to what Maya and Tim were through.
I'd like to personally thank the CBS network for letting us air that, or putting that up so we could. That I can see why old Harry married her. She is a very smart young woman, very well put together, and yeah, you know when you see stuff like these royals and some of these other these other people, you put them on a pedestal. Oh, they're great, and then nothing ever happens to them. Well, sorry, but here lately you get to see it's all wrong. You can not only happens with political figures, but it happens to a lot of just regular, your run-of-the-mill actresses and actors and all that.
And everyday kids.
And, even comedians. The reason a lot of comedians are so funny is because that forces them to look outside of the normal realm to try to find some place where they can live. And when they get there, they see humor where other people don't see, can't see it, but they bring it down and connect it with their lives. And that's some of your funniest comedians are people that are depressed. There's a couple local ones that I won't name, but they're, it's very apparent that they had a kind of a tough life up to where they're at now. And anybody got any comments? Justine? Dale?
Wasn't this tangent, or not even tangential, it's an off-topic thing, but you're talking about, well, somewhat on topic to what you said anyways. Wasn't Meghan Markle a commoner, is what they would call it?
Yes.
She wasn't royalty, and they had a big stink about him being written out of the family and all this and that and this and that. And I think he upgraded by marrying Meghan, because she is quite a well-spoken person.
One thing I did see is he didn't have any socks on.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of cracked me up.
I was going to say, Ella, so what did you get out of this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I was kind of curious about that. Princess, stop. You don't know.
You don't know why. Did you? Go ahead.
I've been suffering with depression too. And I feel how other people feel. And one day, when I got kicked out of an online school, I heard that one of my friends passed away. And I don't know what it was from, but I had a really close bond with him. And it's just hard to think about him every day.
Well, Grandma's question was, they were talking about like being online and being online bullied and stuff. Hasn't that happened to you?
Not yet.
We got a
But I heard a loud
dog issue to take care of, I think. There, that took care of that. Watching something like this, does it give you any kind of a message? Does that give you any kind of a message? Like, I can ask for help, or if it happens to me, I'll know what to do. No? Yes? Maybe?
I don't know.
Well, you should.
Yeah, I know. It's just that we know you're getting.
I would say the importance, that would be the knowledge of it happening and the importance of talking through your problems, or, talking to somebody about what you're suffering through instead of holding it in. And by the way, on a little side note, plug for tomorrow's show, we're diving deeper into cyberbullying. This gave me an idea. This video gave me an idea to dive deeper into cyberbullying. So tomorrow, 8 p.m., we're going to dig deeper.
Okay. All right. Anybody else got any comments on this? Dale, did you? Erik?
Nope.
Melanie? It's like she's gone.
No, I mean, I think we've had this discussion on a previous show about the ages that adolescents should have access to, like a smartphone, because it's a kind of a conundrum from a parent perspective in the 21st century, which is different than what Pat and Flora and I grew up in, where you get on your bike on a Saturday morning and you come back at Saturday evening, and parents didn't think anything of it. In fact, if you came home at noon, they were thinking, "What? Are you hungry? You need money? You need
Are you
what are you doing home?"
Why are you home?
You can, if you want an example of something like it used to be, watch an episode of Leave It to Beaver. That kid's never home.
Yeah.
He's always off playing with his friends, or he's off getting himself into mischief, or crawling up on water towers, and you name it. But that was part of the culture back then. Nobody watched their kids that well. They were hard. They didn't really need to.
I mean, look at Andy Griffith with Opie.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Andy's the theme there. And B had control of Opie. That was all there was to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that didn't mean he had to stay home 24/7. And these kids today, if you let them out the damn door, you got to worry about them. You don't know if somebody's lurking down the street. It's going to haul them away. But,
yeah, I don't know. I don't have, excuse me, I don't have children. I'm probably doubtful that I ever will, at least of my own. I could find a single mother.
That you know of.
Yeah. But I think a lot of, for Ella's example, that.
Okay, Peter Griffin.
Oh,
I'll explain when Dale's done.
Peter Griffin. Oh, Family
Guy. If you've seen that, the sperm bank episode, where he ends up having like 50 kids through the sperm donation.
I remember that one, yeah. But
okay.
But I just think for adolescents like Ella and maybe not. Well, I guess Lexi could still have some peer pressure, but anyways, I think a lot of it just has to do with the parents.
Well, there's more peer pressure on her than you think.
Well, I mean, well, the reason why I kind of hesitated with her because there's a different type of the pressure when you get to her age, because it's not only like with Ella, she's not even considering what she's going to be doing in high school because she's not even in middle school. And she isn't even thinking about college, where Lexi is dealing with the peer pressure of her peers. She's having to consider what she's going to do in her life and all this other. So yeah, she has a lot of pressure. What I'm saying is at least she has the more formidable years to know to stick up for herself and to be more, I don't know if she's in her rebellious phase, because we all have had our rebellious phase to a limited degree in some cases and to a larger degree, with others. But I think that like we said in the previous shows with the social media, I think it's harder on women just because of the view of women in society, where they, like you have to wear makeup to be pretty. You have to wear these fashionable clothes to be accepted. You have to, if you're 5 pounds overweight, you have to go on to a diet. If somebody calls you fat, then you have to believe them and think that you're fat and start having bulimia. And, I'm somewhat relieved that I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, the girls in my high school basically looked like they could be the lead singer of a heavy metal band. Because they just looked like boys with long hair. And now you have today's, generation where they're 14 going on 24.
Yeah. Well, I think we can probably wrap this up for tonight. Look at that thinking clock.
It's 9:40.
I thought I had this thing fixed. Now it's chiming at 9:04 or at 40 minutes after the hour. Oh, well, we'll try it again. Anyway, I think we can wrap this up for tonight. I guess there's no more comments from JP Jr. or Melanie. I think they're heading for bedding. No? Justine's still awake. No, he's still awake. Well, look at that. Anyway, I think any comments from you two before we go?
Nope.
All right. We will, just to give everybody a rundown of what the next week's going to bring. Tomorrow night, we have a return of the Nanosecond podcast.
And as I said, we are doing... Usually we do sports, and that was the plan going into even about half hour ago. But I completely changed it and decided that we're going to go dive deep into cyberbullying. And if anybody in this Zoom wants to join to talk about that, please let me know, because I think we could have a real good discussion on that. But yeah, we're gonna do a show all about cyberbullying tomorrow.
That ought to be interesting. I might even tune in.
Yeah, you might need to.
All right. After that, the next show we have up would be the Four Guys on Sports. They returned last week, and we plan on doing another show this weekend. That will be probably some recapping on what is going on with the sports football teams. And then after that, we will return next Sunday evening, hopefully. Lord
So you're
willing.
saying recap of the lovely week 1 of preseason?
Yep, that'll be it.
Okay.
And
well,
that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, actually, they don't play until Saturday, do they?
I don't know. I thought they played Thursday. I'll check.
There might be a game or two.
Well, we'll talk about it on another.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Anyway, I think that's it for this week. If you'd like to get a hold of any of us, you can write office at crookedriverradio.com. In the header or in the first part of the text, put who you'd like this addressed to, and I'll make sure that it gets to them.
Or even for me, it's just Erik at crookedriverradio.com.
You actually have an email address put up. I'm too lazy to do the other ones. I know I owe Dale one. We'll get that one there. Anyway, until next week, y'all have a good week. Hope you enjoyed yourself tonight, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody on the crew, for being here, and anybody listening, thanks for being here to enjoy the ride. 7-3, till next week.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of Radio Active by the Crooked River Radio Network. See you again soon.